Last minute at Arsenal. Gabriel Magalhães worries after being injured at the Emirates with the Seleção, and Ancelotti's reaction only increased the panic. Meanwhile, Calafiori may be returning sooner than expected, and Eze's response about his position in the team has taken everyone by surprise. If you're a real gooner, you can't ignore what's happening behind the scenes at the club. The decisions made in the next few days will define the season, and there is much more going on than what is being said. Stay with me until the end, because this is going to explode. And let's move on to today's news. But first, just check if you're already subscribed to the channel, because the next videos will be a series of content that will help you stay informed about everything related to Arsenal the Gunners. Turn on the notification bell and select the all option. Once that's done, we'll send you everything last minute that comes out of Arsenal's back rooms. Gunners, we have a goal of likes to reach this video of 80 likes. In the last video, we reached the goal in less than an hour. Prove that you are a real Gunners and leave a like so we can reach this goal soon. Arsenal were hit by a bomb during the FIFA date weekend. One of the pillars of the defense, Gabriel Magalhães, was injured during Brazil's friendly match against Senegal. And to make matters worse, it was precisely at the Emirates Stadium, home of the Gunners. The scene was clear. The Seleção's number 6 asked for a substitution immediately after feeling the inside of his thigh and left the field walking with great difficulty, with his head down, visibly uncomfortable, making the long way to the changing rooms in front of the North Bank. Shortly after the match, coach Carlo Ancelotti, now commander of the Brazilian team, was direct. He had an adductor problem. The medical department will evaluate it tomorrow. And that's exactly what happened. The expectation was for a minor injury, but the way Gabriel left the field and the reaction of his teammates around him indicated something more serious. Brazil tried not to risk anything and confirmed that he would return to the club to continue treatment in London. The mood of concern quickly spread among Arsenal fans. With the classic against Tottenham knocking on the door, followed by a duel against Bayern Munich in the Champions League and a direct confrontation with Chelsea, the timing of this injury could not be worse. Gabriel is an indispensable figure in Arteta's defensive system. He is the one who provides stability, physical presence, and confidence alongside William Saliba. Losing the Brazilian now affects not only the structure of the defense, but the psychology of the entire team. And as if that weren't enough, Riccardo Calafiori, another defender who could be an immediate solution, was also removed from the Italian squad due to pain in his hip. According to the Azzurri coach, it wasn't worth the risk to put him on the field. Despite the milder tone, the uncertainty regarding Calafiori's physical condition leaves Arteta with a double headache. If both are out, the puzzle of setting up the defense becomes even more challenging. Cue Strength Arsenal in the comments if you think the squad will react and win the next games. In theory, the most natural alternative would be for Hincapié to take Gabriel's place, but the Ecuadorian defender never played alongside Saliba. The duo lacks rapport, something essential in big games. Furthermore, the change could compromise the functioning of the left side, where Gabriel also contributes with quick constructions and coverage. Another possibility would be to move Tomiyasu to the center and use Kieran Tierney, if available, as a wingback. But even these variations are far from ideal. The fans are on edge. The question that echoes the most on the networks is, why do clubs still allow their main players to play in irrelevant friendlies, especially in the middle of such a demanding season? It's difficult to swallow an injury of this magnitude in a game that, for the fans, doesn't matter much. But for the player, it's different. Gabriel has been struggling to establish himself as a starter for the Brazilian team and would not fail to take advantage of any opportunity, especially with a new coach in charge. On Arteta's side, silence is strategic. The Spanish coach has not yet officially commented, but sources linked to the club guarantee that the medical and performance departments are working with caution. The priority is not to rush any return and, if necessary, reformulate the defensive sector with whoever is 100% physically. But the truth is that fans are already feeling the impact. Just look at the reactions on the networks, in forums, in pubs. The fear is real. Write, "I believe in Arsenal," if you think the team has the quality to seek the title. Meanwhile, Martin Zubimendi, one of the season's biggest signings, shone in the Spain shirt. He scored a great goal after a beautiful collective move and showed once again why he is seen as the engine of this team. Go Arsenal! His offensive movement, arrival in the area, and technical quality raised the team's level. And it is exactly this type of performance that fans want to cling to amid the defensive chaos. Mikel Merino was also a starter for Furia, but without the same shine. Zubimendi, on the other hand, was acclaimed, further increasing expectations that he will become one of the pillars of the midfield in the clash against Tottenham. Arteta should bet on the Spaniard as a key player to balance the team if he needs to change the defensive system. Another point that generated discussion was the performance of Eberechi Eze. With Ødegaard still in the recovery process, Eze has been gaining minutes and showing flashes of his potential. But the debate revolves around its ideal position. Many people at the club see the number 21 as a hybrid between left winger and attacking midfielder, and not exactly a direct replacement for the Norwegian. The question is, how to fit it in without compromising the team's balance. Right, I support. If you believe that Arteta is the right coach for the team. Some fans believe that with Calafiori or Hincapié as left-backs with a more attacking profile, Eze could play as a midfielder floating from the left to the middle. But if the option is Tierney, who tends to be more restrained, Eze could end up overwhelmed, with no one to talk to on the sidelines. This connection between full-back and attacking midfielder is crucial in Arteta's style, and any misalignment can hold the team back. In fact, some reports indicate that Arteta has already tested different pairings on the left side in training. Martinelli with Calafiori, Eze with Hincapié, even Trossard with Tierney. This shows that the situation is still open and will largely depend on the clinical evolution of those injured this week. And of course, all of this happens while Tottenham are preparing fully, resting their key players and studying the Gunners in detail. In the midst of this, Leandro Trossard remains one of the most solid options for the offensive sector. With important goals and consistent performances, the Belgian has been a key player. There are those who argue that he cannot leave the team even with Ødegaard's return. Eze, in this scenario, would have to look for another space or wait for a drop in Trossard's performance to return to the starting lineup. The dispute is fierce. Comment, "I trust the shirt," if you think the Gunners will turn things around. And in the end, that's what fans want to see. Internal competition, players hungry for position, solutions being tested, and above all, results. Patience is over. Arsenal cannot afford to stumble any further, especially against direct rivals. What is at stake is not just a place in the G4, but the credibility of a project. The defense will need to show something different in the next games. Without Gabriel, someone will have to take over the command role in the defense. Someone will have to shout, guide, lead. It's time to see who really has personality in this cast. And with the ball rolling in such heavy games, there is no room for error. One mistake could cost the season. The next training sessions will be observed with a magnifying glass. Who to train as a starter? Who to show confidence? Who shrinks? This will directly influence Arteta's final decision, and every movement will be analyzed carefully by the most fanatical fans. There will be no rest until the derby's opening whistle. The fans want a response. They want attitude. Veterans expect maturity. Young people want to prove that they can carry the shield. The pressure is not little. The Emirates will be on fire when the Premier League returns. And if Arsenal beat Tottenham despite all these problems, you can be sure the squad will gain morale to look for something big this season. Right, Gunner from heart, if you are ready to support the team until the end of the season. And if you think that the emotion stopped there, you are very mistaken. The next news will catch you off guard. There is internal movement at the club. There is tension behind the scenes, and perhaps even another injury being monitored. Want to know who could be the next absence? Don't go away. And look, if you think the worst is over, it's time to rethink, because the next few hours promise to be the most explosive of the season so far. Gabriel's situation is still unclear. Calafiori remains a doubt, and behind the scenes at Arsenal, there are already people treating it as an anticipated crisis, even before the ball rolls against Tottenham. The truth is one, If Arteta doesn't find immediate solutions, the team could collapse at the most crucial moment of the year. And with the Champions League knocking on the door, this could be very costly. It's a big game. It's a decision week. And the slightest mistake now could jeopardize the entire journey. The question that remains is, does this cast actually have a spinal column? Could it be that without Gabriel, without Ødegaard at 100%, with a tactical system in tatters, will anyone have the courage to take responsibility and keep Arsenal alive in the fight for the title? Because one thing is right. Either this team reacts now, or it will watch the season slip through its fingers like sand. And I will say it clearly. If Arteta wants to prove that he is really the guy to take Arsenal to the top, this is the moment. No excuses, no nonsense. You have to show a pulse. And if you don't show it, the already great pressure will explode. The fans will no longer accept unanswered stumbles. We want attitude. We want victory. We want leadership. And we want it now. So, if you want to understand everything that's going on behind the scenes, who's changing in the squad, what are the real options to rebuild the defense, what's coming up in the Champions League, and even which player could be cut from the next games, I'll tell you one thing. You need to watch the complete playlist with all the latest news, rumors, internal bullshit, and exclusive updates about Arsenal. Now click on the card on the screen or go to the pinned comments. The latest Arsenal news playlist is up to date with everything the press doesn't show and that Red Army fans need to know. Don't waver. Go there now and dive into this avalanche of information that will change the way you see this phase of Arsenal. Because this, my friend, is just beginning. And you? Comment, "Game is war!" if you think the next match will decide the course of the season. Press play and come with us. Because here, it's Arsenal 24 hours a day.